Hey guys, what is up? It is jeeeeesus here again, and welcome to another RuneScape vlog here. Just going to be talking about a little few things that I want to say about the Menaphos release and just in general everything to do with the new city. I'm here in Prif, where I'm sure most people who are maxed are going to be returning to as soon as possible after dealing with Menaphos, and I'm sure most of you saw I spammed out quite a few videos on the release day of Menaphos just because I wanted to get some info out to you guys, as well as just in general. I was pretty excited for the city, and I wanted to make some videos just like about it, and everything everything I made videos about I thought was pretty relevant information, like some loot from the new Slayer monsters and how to solve the golden path and all stuff like that. And yeah, it also gave me a good old chance to practice my good old clickbait titles, which I think really worked out. It got me a lot more views than I normally do, but it's probably a balance between the titles as well as the fact that it was a new update and people were interested in the information. So if you haven't seen some of those videos, maybe you missed some that I uploaded because I uploaded so many in a short amount of time. I uploaded a video on each of the Slayer monsters that I could kill: the scarabs, the lizards, the devils, and the scorpions, and I did loot from 50 of each of those. I also did a video on the Jack of Spades quest, a guide on the quest and how to get into the city itself, which is pretty useful. I also made a video on how to solve the mystery of the golden path, which I'm sure most people were seeing in their chat box on the day of release, and it was getting spammed because for some reason they decided to make it a worldwide broadcast message, even though it's not hard to solve in the slightest, as long as you go and look it up, and it's just like whatever. Also, I know my interface is not showing on this. I have my screen recorder a little smaller just to make the file size smaller and make rendering and uploading quicker. All I'm going to be doing in this video is fire making while I talk, so there's no real reason to watch the screen. You just play the game or do whatever while you are listening. I also made a video on how to do the shifting tombs and my opinion on those, and one final video about the sunken pyramid and how to become a Slayer master and make your own customizable Slayer dungeon in Menaphos. So I think there was 8 videos in total, so that was pretty cool to have all those circulating. And I just want to show you guys this graph really quick because I think it's hilarious. I don't really upload videos every day, pretty much ever, so I don't get a ton of views per day. But on that day of Menaphos' release, when I uploaded all those videos, well, let's just go ahead and show you guys my views graph right here. So if you guys were not looking because I said not to look, you can take a look at this if you're interested. So, I usually get from 50 to 100. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Should take a quick drink. I usually get from 50 to 100 views per day, somewhere in that range, depending on, did I upload a video that day or have I not uploaded a video in a while, etc. But when Menaphos came out and I spammed out those 8 videos with those clickbait titles and those interesting topics that people were interested in, boom, you could just see it just shoots straight up. This view spike in here was because of my Hazelmere's Signet Ring videos, but then nothing compares to the Menaphos video spam spike up to almost 5k views in one day. I thought that was funny. I wanted to show it to you guys. I feel like the videos are all quite relevant and we're not like really just view whoring videos exactly. I guess I could have made one whole video for the Slayer monsters, but I wanted to get out the information as soon as I could, so I killed the 50, I uploaded the video while I was killing the next 50 and stuff like that. So I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of excusable, but whatever. If you wanted to see any of those videos, you know where to find them on my channel. But I want to talk about the Menaphos release and just sort of in general the disappointment, the great disappointment of Menaphos, the golden disappointment. That's probably what I'm going to title this video, the golden disappointment, or something like that, because it's supposed to be the Great Golden City and blah blah blah. I'm sure if you've been on the Reddit, you've seen all these posts. There really is not that much content with Menaphos. They've been working on this for how long now? Super long amount of time, and it's not just that they've been working on it for a long time. The fact of the matter is all the other updates have suffered as a result of them working on this update, this one big update. almost every update so far this year that I can remember, besides like Next Angel of Death and the luck rework was okay, like almost every other update that you had any sort of significant content or anything was a disappointment, including like Gemstone Dragons. Shattered Worlds was a disappointment in my opinion, as well as many other people's opinion. Some people like it, but still, it's not that great, and I'd definitely classify it as a disappointment overall. And I don't know, I can't even, can you really even think of any other updates besides those? Next Angel of Death, luck rework. What did I just say? I'm spacing completely. Next Angel of Death, luck rework, the Shattered Worlds, and the Gemstone Dragons. Like, I honestly can't even think of any other updates from this year. The whole year. We're halfway through the year, pretty much. We're at the 6th month of the year, and what other big updates have there been? There really hasn't been much. There's been a lot of just small fixes and patch weeks. There's been a lot of little tiny updates that's really that's really not that significant. They had the custom skybox. I'm looking now, so this is not me remembering. They had the custom skyboxes update, which was, it's okay, but like, is that really new content? No, not really. The Shattered Worlds, of course, like I said. Just gonna make sure I missed the stupid ass spring fair. Don't care about that at all. Oh god, now it's sending me into the archives. Oh Jesus, I just wanted to see the past updates for the year. Let's check March, because I think March is when they sort of really started going downhill in general. Including, see, look, Ninja Update Week. All this times there's like these small update weeks that they didn't really have anything. I'd say January was a decent month as far as everything goes, because Next Angel of Death came out, but every other month, February, March, April, May, and then this update in June, all disappointments. I don't know what the hell, like, what's their excuse now? What's their excuse now? Their excuse up to now has been, oh, we're working on Menaphos, you guys are just gonna have to wait for that. But as everyone's saying, I've joked about it before. People have joked about it in the comments. They've been giving us disappointing updates so that we're all prepared for Menaphos to suck. So we're not too upset when it does suck. And in my opinion, in general, as a whole, the Menaphos update is a massive disappointment. And I'm going to talk about why from here on out. So pretty much, the first thing is there's just a simple lack of content in the city. When you think of something like this update, this massive new update, I guess they've said in the past that this is going to be like a mid-level prif. I never read anything about that, but people on Reddit are saying this is going to be like a mid-level prif for people who are not quite at prif yet, but still want to have a little hub city to train in. I guess this is what this is for. So there's the wood cutting. You can cut the acacia, I don't know what they're called, something logs. There's the fishing in the port, which gives you some weird-ass fish that nobody's keeping anyway. Everyone's just dropping them on the ground. And then from there, I honestly don't even know what else there is in the city because I got too bored and I didn't want to play anymore. They have the Slayer Dungeon, obviously. Thank you, Geared at Face, in my chat that you guys can't see for mentioning that. The Slayer Dungeon, of course, is okay, but the monsters in there are extremely high level, and from my experience in my loot videos, they're not very rewarding at all. So I can't imagine the ones that are at a much higher level are going to be super rewarding. One of the things that people are looking forward to the most is the boss, but that's not even out for another 2 weeks, so you can't even classify that as a good part of the update, because it's not even out yet. So it could suck still, who knows, but yeah, the boss is still not out yet. It's coming in it's coming in, I think they said 2 weeks, and it's meant to be a 2 to 3 minute fight, so it's not going to be any epic boss fight as far as I can tell, like Telos or anything like that, which is kind of disappointing, but we'll have to wait and see on that. I'm gonna withhold my judgment, of course, because who knows what it's actually gonna be like. But yeah, in general, I'm just quite disappointed with the Slayer Dungeon. The loot isn't very good. The feathers mechanic is bizarre and unnecessary, And the only thing good about the Slayer Dungeon, in my opinion, is the loot mechanic. The monsters are extremely uninteresting and uninspired, corrupted versions of regular monsters. Like, come on, dude. It's pretty boring. And honestly, I feel like you take the corrupted Dust Devil, that's level 97 Slayer required, which drops nothing and is an extremely boring fight where you just attack it and kill it easily. And then you take something like Camel Warriors, which are level 96 Slayer required, and have a lot of interesting mechanics, and it's actually a challenging fight. You know, all the elite Slayer mobs just are amazing in comparison to these ones from Menaphos. The ones in the Menaphos Slayer, or whatever the hell, it's the Sophan. Apparently it's in Sophanem, whatever. The Sophanem Slayer Dungeon, they just pale in comparison to the level 96 Slayer monsters, which is really just a disappointment. I don't know enough about the higher level monsters to actually comment on those, but I mean, if the first few are anything to go by, then they're not going to be too much better. And obviously, I mean, you need a super high level of Slayer. You need to do a ton of Slayer to get to those. I'm assuming the corrupted Calphites are going to be similar, which are level 100 Slayer. So you need, and the corrupted Menaphite workers, they're probably not going to have anything special. So you need a minimum of 105 Slayer to kill the first Soul Devourer creatures, which I don't know what that means exactly, but it's just like those are the ones that could possibly have interesting mechanics. I don't know, but it's still like a really high level of Slayer that you would need to have to even kill those. So not too happy with the Slayer Dungeon in general, just a pretty big disappointment. The loot mechanic is wicked cool, though. I hope they reuse that in other places because it definitely seems pretty good. And if you didn't know, you can actually disable the loot mechanic so you get the loot on the floor, and I think they said it has a 20% chance to give you a double drop if you have that loot mechanic turned on. So if you don't mind banking, even though there's not really a close by bank, or if you just want to have that chance to get a double of a rare drop or something, then just turn off the loot mechanic and you can have that chance. I think that's pretty cool, honestly, that they implemented a reward for turning it off. But in general, quite a disappointment, the Slayer Dungeon. I don't know. I think even something like the Polypore Dungeon, when it came out, was way, way better in terms of monsters and content, because it had actual relevant items when it came out. Like the Polypore Staff was a wicked cool new item when it came out. The Gano Armor was very useful when it came out. Just in general, it was much more significant. These things drop, I think they're tier 82 or something random, like melee weapons, and it's just like, what the hell are you going to use those for that you can't use the Blades of Nemora and Avarice for, which are under 1 mil each from God Wars Dungeon 2. So it just doesn't make sense why they would release something like that with these new Slayer monsters that are so high level, and it's just like, it's such a disappointment, the Slayer Dungeon in general, as far as I'm concerned. That's just my opinion. Of course, this is all my opinion. You may disagree, but leave your arguments down in the comments because I can't see how anybody would disagree with most of these points. And then aside from the Slayer Dungeon and then the few skilling locations that are in the city itself, I myself don't exactly know of all of them. I've almost given up on even doing anything in the city anymore because it's so damn boring. The reputation system is bad. It's honestly just a bad system because I guess not the system is bad, but the rewards are garbage, just cosmetic crap, and you have to unlock banks in the city, which is like, what the hell? That's so annoying, frustrating, makes me not want to go to the city. Because look at Prif. How many banks are in Prif? Like, I can see 4 banks on my mini-map right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't see them because I forgot I'm doing this small screen, but there's 4 banks on my mini-map right now. Obviously, I'm at the GE, so 2 of those kind of don't count, but still, you don't have to unlock them. They're unlocked right when you get here. Everything's fine with that. It's just a frustrating aspect that they it feels just like it's just filler for the reputation system. Like, we need more rewards for this system. What should we add? Oh, just throw the banks in there. Piss everybody off so they can't use any banks except for the one in one of the least important parts of the city near the Grand Exchange part of it. Just such an annoying feature of the reputation system. And it's such a massive grind getting your reputation up. The quests are just like ridiculous. It takes almost, I think I'm just guesstimating off what I saw off Reddit. It takes anywhere from 40 to 50 hours to complete the Fight Club quest, which is the highest reputation required quest. So it's absolutely absurd that you have to get through that much reputation. And the fact is, the reputation isn't fun to get. If the reputation and the activities you do to get it were fun to get and go through and were rewarding in some way besides the reputation alone, because the only reason to get the reputation is if you want the cosmetic garbage or you want to do the quests. And if you want to do the quests, for anyone who's done quests or who enjoys quests in RuneScape, you always hate those quests that require a massive grind to do beforehand, before actually getting into the quest. I'll give an example. The Light Within. You have to get 3 light cores to do the Light Within, and it's just so annoying having to go kill these stupid shadow creatures until you get the drop that you can throw in the middle and then hope you get a light core, and if you don't, you're screwed. It took me almost an hour and a half to do that on my Hardcore Iron Man, and that just made me so mad when I was getting ready to do that quest. Or maybe a quest like My Arm's Big Adventure. I think that's the one that requires 100% reputation at Taiwanai Village, which is just a pain to get. It's not as long as this garbage, but it's just a comparison. Like, you hate those quests. And when you're doing them on another account, even though you like questing, you don't want to do those because it's like, well, I have to go do all this garbage beforehand. It's just like, I don't want to do it. And this is even worse. It's like 40 times worse. 40 hours to get to the Fight Club quest. Absolutely ridiculous. And the things you can do to get reputation are very limited. You can, of course, do something like the woodcutting, but that's terrible for reputation. You get horrible reputation per hour, or it's just completely inefficient. And the woodcutting isn't that great for training either. People have said it's good with crystallize, but I don't know if that's better than teaks or not. Probably not, but maybe it is. I have no idea. I don't use crystallize myself because I'm lazy. But still, it's like, why would you go for that for reputation when you can go to the fishing spots and get way better reputation? If you go to Menaphos, in fact, we're going to go to Menaphos right now, and I'm going to show this off because it's just ridiculous. Everyone is just at the fishing spots sitting there fishing, trying to get the rep up, because that is the best way to get it while AFKing. The only other decent way to get the reputation is doing the shifting tombs. I've talked about my opinion on the shifting tombs, but I guess I'll reiterate it here. The shifting tombs is boring as hell and doesn't have that great rewards at all for what you do to get through it. I only did it solo because I didn't have any friends online that wanted to do the shifting tombs at the time, because the city had just come out and people were more interested in exploring. But I've only done it solo, so that's my only experience. The XP doesn't seem that good. You'd probably be better off just training the skills regularly, which makes sense. Obviously, you don't want the minigame to be the best way of training the skill, but still, you wish it would be sort of like somewhat worth doing for some XP, but it's just really not, honestly. But either way, and then the rewards are terrible. I thought the whole time, okay, hold on, we're almost at the fishing spot. Let's take a look. Oh, look at all these people. Hold on, that's not all of them. We got to get a good right click in here. Boom. Look at them all. I'm not even in a very populated world right now. I don't know how many people are in this world, but I bet at least half the people who are in the city. Look, there's only 114 players on this world, and there's like a bunch of them right here. I bet at least half the people who are in the city are here right now fishing. It's just ridiculous, because this is the best way to AFK and get your rep, and that is the way people are doing it. It's just the fact of the matter, and it's pretty stupid, honestly. Like, because that's not good fishing XP. It's not good fishing XP there. You don't want to go there to get fishing XP. You're simply there for the rep grind because you want to do the quests. It's so stupid that they have time-locked content like this. It's just like, if you take away these time locks, if you just could come in the city after completing Jack of Spades and do the quests, you'd pretty much be out of stuff to do after maybe 3 or 4 hours. And they say the reason they put these sorts of time locks into the game and into the city are to make it so, hold on, let me get the quote for you, because the quote is hilarious. It's just absolutely ridiculous how stupid they are. That, like, I really can't take it though. Let me quickly find the quote for you guys. Someone posted it on the Reddit. Oh, where is it? It's something with engaging. Yeah, they want to have. So they say the reputation system was added to prevent people from completing all the content too quickly. We want to have players spend more time and enjoy playing through the content. Nobody is going to enjoy playing through content that is not rewarding and is complete and massive grind for no reason, such as getting the reputation. Like, the reputation rewards are abysmal. Let's see. The Grand Exchange, you unlock that after doing the quest. A cosmetic override. Finally, you get to do another quest here after over 10,000 reputation. And then let's see. Get a chance. So some stupid in Empling or Guthix Butterfly. That sounds completely pointless. This is half useful. You can have a chance of getting better feathers and gold from shifting tombs, and another cosmetic. Oh boy. And then you get another quest. So this quest is 80,000 reputation after the second quest. And then this one is kind of useful. You have a chance to not use a feather, which is stupid in the first place. I don't like the feather system during Slayer. And you get access to the VIP skilling area, which is over here in the Imperial District. And then another cosmetic. And then finally, after hours, you get to do the Fight Club quest, which is almost over 150,000 rep after the third quest. It's just absolutely absurd how long this grind is for that. And let's see. So in this place, there's a mineral deposit, a tree, and the fishing spots. You got it all. So I guess if I'm looking at this, that makes me think that these are the only three things you can do in the city in terms of skilling, are the mining, the cutting of the trees, and the fishing at the fishing spots. So I barely even looked into the city, and I saw 2/3 of the skilling that is there. If you're thinking about Prif has so much skilling to do in it. It's insane. Almost every place you walk has a new skill to train nearby. Agility course, harps, Saren stones, ivies over there. Oh, what else? The Heffen cleansing stones. I'm obviously corrupted ore from the things themselves. Killing the dudes over here, the shadows if you want, the herblore place for getting the new potions. Just so much more content, and honestly, it's just ridiculous how badly done Menaphos was. Like, I'm just so mad about it. It's just like, people thought, everyone's of course like saying it looks good. Of course it looks good, obviously. The art team always does a great job with everything. Look at the place I'm in right now, the beautiful city of Prif. It's pretty awesome looking. But that's not the point, because I'm not going to stand around in Menaphos and look at the art for an hour. I want to do some content I'm going to enjoy, and it's going to be rewarding for me. If they were going to lock all these things behind the rep, they needed to make gaining the rep more rewarding and not as much of an insanely pointless grind. Honestly, it's just, so awful. I really can't see how anyone could enjoy the reputation or system or approve of it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I just think it's absolutely terrible. And the shifting tombs, okay, I think I cut myself off when I was talking about this a second ago. Did nobody else think when they were talking about the shifting tombs in their previews and in their little trailers, did nobody else think when they heard it that you're going to be able to go into those shifting tombs and plunder the place and like loot some cool chests and have the potential to get like some actual good loot? Like, you could get maybe some new items. I don't know, maybe just regular stuff, like you could loot it for some ores and some planks and whatever, like stuff that they like put in the tombs as like a sacrifice or something to the gods, whatever. I don't know the lore. Screw the lore. I just want the loot. All you get in there is the stupid feathers. And the feathers you can buy at the Slayer Master. So they're capped. They are capped at 1.5k on the GE for the highest price you could ever sell them for to any person with a brain. There's no reason you would ever want to buy them for more than that, because you can buy them from the guy outside the Slayer dungeon. The fact that they put them at that guy just devalues them so much. Why not make them a unique reward from the freaking tombs to make them possibly worth doing, because people want the feathers to kill the new Slayer monsters? It's so stupid that they didn't do that. That made make way more sense, and I probably wouldn't even be as mad about it. But as it is, you basically are doing it only for the rep and the XP. The XP is not that great, but it is the best rep if you were willing to put the effort in. But I'm probably not going to be willing. Just go to the fishing spots. It's way easier. I don't know. I am ranting right now, but that's what this video is. This is a rant. The golden disappointment of Menaphos. That's all. I mean, I really don't know what else to say about it. The only good thing about this update is the Slayer pyramid. I think that is very cool. I don't know how it actually functions. Unfortunately, they said that they only put 5 spawns in each room to prevent the places from being, like the actual places where you kill those monsters, from being overshadowed. But I can't really think, like, if I was going to put something in there, like, let's say, I don't know, Acheron, like any of the elite Slayer mobs. I don't think you can put living wyverns in there, though, because they have that stupid garbage with the freezing effect. You probably won't be able to put them in there, but I mean, I will never need more than 2 Acheron mammoth spawns as far as I know, because I kill one, and by the time I kill another one, the other one that I killed is going to be back. Pretty much always, because they have a lot of health. I mean, that's just the way it is. I can't really see what monsters this would really affect, besides something like abyssal demons, where you're killing massive amounts of them, like in droves. I mean, having 5 spawns of a certain monster should be enough in most casual Slayer cases, and that's what the tombs are the pyramid's gonna be for, is for doing like casual Slayer tasks in there. And if you want to go super hard, then you'll have the aggression potion going. You'll be at the best Slayer spot. You'll be doing all the crazy crap. But I feel like that is really well executed, and it's just cool. You have to go back through all the monsters you've ever killed in your journey to the top to become a Slayer Master, and kill them all once again in order to acquire their souls and put them in your chest to conquer the Slayer skill once and for all. I think it's just a really cool concept, and I love it. I love it. Definitely my favorite part of the city by far. Million times better than anything else. And it's not locked behind stupid reputation, thank the Lord. Imagine if you had to get max reputation before you could even go in the pyramid. Oh my god, I'd lose my mind. But that said, that's just not enough. The Slayer pyramid is not enough to hold up the rest of the update. They've been the thing is that's important to emphasize is they've been working on this for so long, and the other updates have suffered for it. Almost every update this year has suffered supposedly as a result from them working on Menaphos, and it's just not living up to the expectations at all, as we all expected. So, like, sure, you can go in every building, but what's there to do in all the buildings? All they have is just a million puns scattered around the city. You examine something, half the time in that city it's going to be a pun. So have fun with that, I guess. That's pretty much, they probably spend half the dev time thinking up puns for the city. I can't deal with it. Like, forcing you to invest so much time into simply getting up the reputation system is just ridiculous. It just is. It's so annoying. Like, how are they going to say that they're making it engaging by doing that? It does not make it engaging. It doesn't make it interesting. If anything, it does the opposite of that. It just, like, ugh. Like, it's the Zia reputation system times 10 gone wrong. It's terrible. Like, not even, like, the Zia, I don't like the Zia reputation system either, but this is worse. It's worse because it's far less rewarding, and you have things you actually want to do locked behind so many hours of grinding. The quests. I love quests. Am I going to do these quests? Probably, but not for a long time, because I can't be asked to grind out this garbage rep. So I'll probably just AFK fish and just not even pay attention to the city I'm in, not engage with the content at all. Just AFK fish and watch some Netflix, because that's what they seem to want you to do with this update. There's really nothing in Menaphos that interests me as content, because the shifting tombs are boring and a disappointment to me because they don't actually give good loot. all the skilling plots aren't that great as far as I know, because it's supposed to be mid-level. And then the only thing that I want to do is the Slayer dungeon. I need 117 Slayer to freaking be able to finish it, which kind of annoys me, but it makes sense because you're becoming a Slayer master. So I really don't have anything to do with Menaphos anymore. I don't have any other videos to make on it. I don't know. They've even said, if you look at their, I think it was their post-Menaphos Q&A or whatever they called it. They did that, I think that was the other day or maybe today. They are not going to be increasing reputation rates. They've said that, really. They're like steadfast on it for some reason, even though everybody hates it. They say there are no plans to change max rates of reputation, but they'll continue to listen to feedback and ignore it and not actually change anything despite everyone hating it. Alright guys, I'm going to end my rant here. I went on for quite a while, almost a half hour here. Jesus Christ, I do know how to ramble, don't I? But still, I feel like my opinion is quite accurate, like in terms of its basis and everything. So just let me know what you guys think. Are you disappointed with the city, as most of us are? What's your favorite part? I'm sure most people's favorite part is going to be the Slayer dungeon. There's really nothing else great about it. The reputation system just sucks. That's all. Like, there's no other word for it. It sucks. And like if they wanted people to enjoy the content, they should have made it rewarding and worth doing, rather than just making it an artificial grind to get where you actually want to be, to actually do the content that you want. So yeah, it's like that's all I have to say, you guys. You have all, like, say, okay, one more thing. Like, I have all those, like, maybe I don't actually. Oh, is that the only requirement? Oh my god, that's the only requirement. There's not even a skill requirement. The only requirement for the quest is that. That's even more annoying. Like, if there were, like, it might make me more mad if there were skill requirements for the quests. Like, because I have all these skill requirements, but I don't have this garbage rep, so I have to do that instead. So yeah, honestly, I'm just going to end it off here. I'm just repeating myself at this point. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree with me, disagree? I can't see how you would disagree, but I'm interested to see if anyone does and see what their opinion actually is. But oh man, what a disappointment. Let's pray that they actually make a good expansion next time, or they modify this one in some way to make it better. But hopefully at least the normal updates will pick up after this. Or maybe they're just going to be like, alright, we will release Menaphos, let's just fuck off and not do shit for another month. Because I could totally see that happening too. But we'll have to wait and see. Either way, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. I'm working on a new old school hardcore Iron Man video coming out quite soon. I've been playing on that account quite a bit because I've just sort of been enjoying getting through the lower level stuff on there. I've kind of taken a break from this main account for a little bit, since I did just finish my Telos grind and got my first orb set. By the way, the bow did sell for 1079 mil, and it's now currently 1040 mil, so thank God I sold that shit as soon as I could. It's gone down quite a bit. But yeah, I'm currently sitting on 1373 mil cash stack, which is awesome. Definitely going to be investing that soon, but I'm not quite sure yet in what. As I am just taking a little break from this account as I play on my old school hardcore Iron Man, as well as a little bit of my RS3 hardcore Iron Man, still working on the next video for that. See you guys in the next one though. Peace.